Interview with Controlesa. Let's join now the President of the Congress of Traditional Leaders of South Africa, Chief Justice Mogoeng. Very good evening to you once again. We do apologize. We seem to have got that line back up. Chief, first of all, let's get your reaction to the election of President Ramaphosa as the country's fifth president.
Thank you very much. On behalf of members of Controlesa and all traditional leaders, the kings and queens in the country, want to say thank you very much and want to welcome the new president. What makes us even more happier is that he started very well by visiting the kings and queens in the country, and we are told he is having his itinerary where he will also visit other traditional leaders in the whole country. We are looking forward to working with him because as traditional leaders, we presented many of challenges that are affecting our kings and queens in the whole country. And all along we've been promised that all those challenges will be addressed by government. Unfortunately, it was not to be. We are hopeful that this time, this new broom will sweep clean.
Chief, I know that one of the sticking points for the traditional leadership was the issue of land. I know that you've previously accused the African National Congress of failing to give the land back to black people. What are your hopes with this new broom that is sweeping clean, that you say, in terms of Cyril Ramaphosa? Perhaps a bit more emphasis would be put on this issue of returning the land to its people.
Thank you very much for this question, Madam. It is a known fact that traditional leaders have been stripped of all powers. Everything is taken away from them. All we are left with is only the title. And when a traditional leader is put into a position, you are expected to administer land that belongs to our forefathers. Knowing the new president, as I do, because I was with him from Codesa 1 to Codesa 2. I worked with him in Parliament from '94 up until when he left Parliament to go into business. He's a man who can listen. When it comes to land, as traditional leaders, we are hopeful that sense will prevail, that there is no way in which you can be a traditional leader without land. We are looking forward to this kind of relationship with him, and he is from a traditional authority as well in the far north in Vembe. I know he won't disappoint us. It will be a sad day if he will ignore some of the issues that were raised by all the kings in the country when it comes to land. We are looking forward to that kind of interaction between us as Amakosi and the new president.
I know that previously, Chief, you've also threatened or reminded rather the ANC not to forget where its votes come from. I guess that was due to the frustration by U.S. traditional leadership over this very particular issue. Are there hopes in the next coming few days or even months for some kind of engagement with the new president of the country, who is of course at the helm of the African National Congress, perhaps to deal with some of these pertinent issues? Because you had previously said, I mean, given the fact that we're heading to an election just next year, that the ANC itself should not rely on the votes of your people if they're not going to deal decisively with the issues relating to land.
Indeed, we pushed for a five-a-side between Controlesa and the ANC. I'm very grateful that we had several meetings now addressing some of the issues that are a thorn in our flesh as traditional leaders. And we don't take kind to people who want to use Amakosi when it suits them. For example, when elections are approaching, people come and use all the phrases that they respect traditional leadership. They are their fathers, were the ones who established this ruling party. But where it matters most, we are pushed to be the last in the agenda item. We just hope now they will up the item of traditional leadership so that we receive the necessary attention as expected. Because Amakosi are really tired of these talk shows. It is time now they must implement all the issues that they were raised, where government agreed that they will implement them. We had our Indaba at the Boksbeek,
yes,
and even in Benoni. In all those meetings or Indaba, government promised that they are going to implement all the resolutions that were taken in those Indaba. I just hope those were not talk shows, they're going to implement them. That's all we are asking for as Contralesa.
You also said, I think I recall, when you'd mentioned, for example, that the ANC itself was interfering with communal land, custodianship, and you'd basically said that the ANC is biting the hand that feeds it. You recall at the 54th National Conference that the ANC did say that it would remove some of the authority of the traditional leaders over communal land, with the goal, of course, of eventually giving communities about 13%. Are those some of the key issues? I know land has been one of the sticking points for you, but are those some of the issues that will take center stage when you perhaps do meet with the president of the ANC and now new president of the country?
The question that comes into play, Madam, is that why are they not targeting the 87% that is still in the hands of some foreigners and Kukemurs and Fantonders? They are focusing on the 13% only that is in the hands of traditional leaders. Now, if they are serious about returning land to their original owners, let them start there to the 87%. The 13% that they want to remove powers from Amakosi, that it be administered by other people, that will never happen. And we already made them aware that that subject to our kings and queens and senior traditional leaders is a no-go area. Because all they must do in this 13% land that is under Amakosi, they must bring development. Development and development. Administering of land, let them leave it in the hands of Amakosi. But as government will support them if they bring development, not to take powers and functions away from Amakosi in terms of administering land. That's what we said, and we're repeating it, that it will never happen. And I'm happy that the new president understands this scenario, because he is from a royal family. Now, it will be a sad day if our own government will target the soft targets who are Amakosi and their land. All we are gunning for is say, let them return the land that belongs to Amakosi, the 87%. The 13% is fine. Let them assist us in that it be developed. That's all we're gunning for.
Well, I'm afraid that's all that we have time for. That was the president of the Congress of Traditional Leaders of South Africa, Kgoshi Mathibela.